with what are we doing here today? What's the focus of today's patrol?
It's a distracted driving mobilization, trying to make contact with as many people as we can that are distracted driving, whether it's cell phones or other distractions in the car.
Okay. And now this isn't like speeding where you can clock them and see that they're going 40 in a 30 or something like that. How are there cues, or how do you kind of keep an eye on people who seem to be distracted while they're driving?
A lot of what'll usually get our attention is driving conduct, in that you'll see them swerve on the road a little bit, or sit at a green light after it turns green, or things like that. Things that they should be picking up, that they're drifting within their lane, or that they're sitting at a green light. We look for cues like that just show that they're doing something else other than driving.
And you mentioned the stoplight. Now, I would think, if you're sitting at a stoplight, isn't it okay to maybe check your phone real quick, maybe answer that one text, or?
No, there are a lot of things that go on while you're sitting at a stoplight, and including other people around you that you need to be aware of, so that even that minor distraction, somebody coming up behind you isn't expecting to find a car stopped at a green light. So if you're distracted in your car, you don't notice that light turn green, it creates a hazard then to the other vehicles around you trying to react to what you are doing, but what you should be doing is driving.
And you stop someone for distracted driving. What seems to be the reason? What's the response from drivers when maybe they're caught doing something they shouldn't be while driving? Is there a go-to maybe excuse, or do they try and lie, or what do you guys kind of see, and how do you?
Most of the time they'll say that a lot of it is the GPS, that they were using the GPS in their car, or they were checking a message but they didn't actually send one. They say that they received one and they looked at it but they didn't send one. And it's pretty common for people to say that they know they're not supposed to do it, but that it was real quick, so they thought it'd be okay.
Okay. And is it okay?
It's not okay. It's never okay to check your text messages, either send or receive, while you're driving.
Now I've done a lot of distracted driving stories, and one comment I always get is, well, the cops, while they're driving, they're like calling into dispatch and they're checking stuff on their computer. How come they can do that but we can't? You guys go through training for that, is what I understand. That's part of.
We go through training, but we also we've set up our vehicles so that we're able to do some of those things, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that we won't do while we're driving. We try to stay off of the computer, which would be a major distraction if you were driving. Our radios are positioned in ways that you can reach and use them, and they won't get in your way, and you don't have to think about it. Our lights are always in the same place so that we don't have to think about using them. They're just right there by feel. So we can take away some of those distractions by the way we set up our vehicle, but then it's what we're used to too, is we do it all the time and try to minimize those distractions.
Alright, so we just pulled someone over and kind of explained to me what the first thing was that you saw, and then what it led to.
The first thing was that I saw she had a brake light out on her driver's side, and then as we pulled a little bit closer, she was looking in the mirror, looking at herself in the mirror, and the light turned green, and she sat there for just a second before noticing that it had turned green. So we went ahead and stopped her for the brake light so that we could get a chance to talk to her about the distracted driving violation. And she agreed that it was something that could have waited until she got home, and we educated her about it and sent her on her way.
Great.
distracted driving is one of those things where we could eliminate a huge amount of injuries and traffic-related deaths just by something that is completely avoidable. It can wait. Your text message can wait 5 minutes until you get home, or until you get somewhere, or until you choose to pull over, because it will save lives. It's not saying that it might. More people will live, and we will reduce traffic fatalities and major injuries by eliminating texting while driving.